A 30-year versus a 15-year mortgage. This is probably the biggest financial decision you'll make after you pick a house. So which one actually saves you more money, and when is it worth taking the gamble on the other one? Let's get right into the numbers with this breakdown from Real Estate Rank IQ.
Right off the bat, here's the dilemma every single home buyer runs into. On one side, you've got the 30-year loan, tempting you with that lower, much more manageable monthly payment. But then, on the other side, the 15-year loan is promising an absolutely massive $308,000 in savings. So what's the right move for you?
To figure that out, we've got to look at the hard numbers. So we're going to put a pretty typical $400,000 loan under the microscope, using today's interest rates.
Okay, so here are the average rates we're working with. A 15-year mortgage gets you a lower rate, around 5.5%, compared to 6.35% for the 30-year. Now, right away you can see you're getting a better deal. And you know, that little gap in the interest rate, well, it's the key to everything that comes next.
And here is the first and biggest trade-off. That 15-year loan has a higher monthly payment. We're talking about $779 higher, to be exact. This is the number that gives a lot of people pause, and it's why they lean towards the 30-year for that extra breathing room in their monthly budget.
But just look at the long-term impact of that higher payment. With the 30-year loan, you're going to pay almost $500,000 in interest alone. Now with the 15-year, that number drops way down below $200,000. The difference is it's staggering.
That's a savings of over $300,000. Just let that sink in for a second. It's a massive, guaranteed return on your money just for picking the shorter loan term.
Okay, but let's be realistic here. Most people don't actually stay in their homes for the full 30 years, right? A much more common situation is selling or refinancing after, say, 7 years. So how do the numbers look then?
You see, when your timeline gets shorter, the game totally changes. It's not just about the total interest you pay anymore. Now it's all about how fast you build wealth in your home. It's all about equity.
And the results are pretty dramatic. In just 7 years, you build over $100,000 more in equity with a 15-year mortgage. That's pure cash in your pocket when you go to sell, and it puts you in a much stronger position for whatever you do next.
Now there's a really popular argument for the 30-year loan. It's what we call the investment gamble. The idea is you take the lower payment and you invest the difference. So let's see if that actually pays off. The strategy itself is pretty simple. You take that $779 you're saving each month on your mortgage payment and you put it to work in the stock market, hoping to grow it faster than what you're paying in interest.
So what's the magic number here? I mean, it's not enough to just get some kind of return. You need to hit a very specific target to make this whole risk worth your while.
And that target is 7.8%. Your investments would need to generate an average annual return of at least 7.8%, and that's after taxes and any fees, just to break even with the guaranteed savings of a 15-year loan. That is a pretty high bar to clear, year after year.
So with all that in mind, who is the 15-year mortgage really for? Who is the ideal person for this? Let's paint a picture.
A 15-year mortgage is perfect for you if you have a stable income and you can comfortably handle that higher payment. It's the right move if your main priority is building wealth quickly through that guaranteed equity, and you'd rather have a sure thing than a risky bet in the market.
All right, let's switch gears to the 30-year loan and see the kind of financial picture this one builds. It's not about which one is better or worse. It's really about finding the better fit for a totally different set of priorities.
The 30-year loan is absolutely the smarter choice if what you need most is flexibility in your monthly budget. If your income goes up and down, or you've got other big expenses like childcare or tuition, that lower payment is a crucial safety net. And, of course, it only makes sense if you're disciplined enough to actually invest that $779 difference every single month.
So, how do you make the final call? Well, it really just comes down to a simple, 3-step framework that's all about your specific situation.
Here's how you can decide for yourself. Just be honest when you answer these 3 questions. First, can you really, truly afford the higher payment without stress? Second, what's your plan for the house in the next 5 to 7 years? And third, what are you more comfortable with? A guaranteed return or a riskier one with a potentially higher payoff?
At the end of the day, there's no single right answer for everybody. As Real Estate Rank IQ puts it, the best choice is deeply personal. It's all about finding the right balance between your long-term goals, how comfortable you feel with your monthly budget, and just how disciplined you are as an investor.
For more real estate analysis that's driven by data and gets straight to the point, make sure you subscribe.